Venom will return for the third and final time.
We're back! You are so hot! Sexiest man of the year!
I've won Sexy Man Awards before.
Of course you have.
My creator has found us. We have something he needs.
There's an army coming that cannot be beaten.
Let's finish this, buddy.
I love these movies. That is a look at Venom: The Last Dance, the final installment of the trilogy, starring Tom Hardy as both Venom and as his human host, investigative reporter Eddie Brock. The film hits theaters on October 25th. We've teamed up with Sony to help get you ready. With us to do that this morning is our resident film critic, Rad. Great to have you in.
Thanks for having me. I love we're doing Dance for Venom.
I love Venom.
Oh, The Last Dance. That's right.
Yeah, there you go. See, I make it all come together. To help you get your tickets so that we can all come together, watch this film together, we're putting up a QR code on the screen. You can scan that because tickets to Venom: The Last Dance are on sale right now. Scan the QR code, get your tickets. Rad, the character of Venom has been around for a long time before. So before we get into the new movie, I have a question for you. For those who don't know, I know the answer to this. I want to know if you know. What exactly is Venom?
Oh, you're testing whether I have any kind of comic book credibility
I'm
here?
testing your knowledge.
So Venom is a symbiote, an alien symbiote, which, I mean, I guess there's a backstory to that we gotta explain. Actually, this character, I mean, the roots of this character, it goes back 40 years, right? Because, I mean, they introduced Venom all because they wanted Spider-Man to have a black costume. The artists wanted a black costume for Spider-Man, and so the plot they devised for Spider-Man to get a black costume is there is this alien symbiote that attaches itself to a host and gives it powers, and the alien symbiote is this black goo. And you know, you've seen a version of this story play out in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies where, you know, the symbiote attaches it to himself, he gets darker, he gets meaner, he gets tougher, and then when he tries to detach himself from the symbiote, it attaches itself to his rival journalist, Eddie Brock, who has, you know, who has some animosity towards Peter Parker, which is fused with the symbiote's animosity towards this rejected host, and they fuse together to become this villain, Venom. But of course, you know, Venom starts as a hero. I mean, sorry, starts as a villain, but becomes kind of like Deadpool. He becomes an anti-hero, right?
You know, Venom was the first time I heard that phrase, the anti-hero, and I love it. I love that it's like twisty and weird, and like there's good and there's bad, and this fight between, right?
Well, when you think about, actually, now that you say that, I feel like this is one of the first comic book anti-heroes that a lot of kids would have kind of been introduced to before we get Ghost Rider, Venom, like that kind of concept of it, right? And I mean, with Venom, it's like okay, like he's an anti-hero. Like there's obviously the negotiation where this thing wants to eat people's heads, but then there's a compromise where only not so innocent, like the not so innocent people. And also, I mean, of course, we've seen in these movies that it's been about him not fighting Spider-Man, but fighting other symbiotes. And now in the new one, he's fighting the creator of the symbiotes.
What's really cool, I think, in this too, is that Tom Hardy, which I didn't realize, he obviously plays Eddie Brock because you see him there, but I didn't realize that he also does Venom's voice.
Yeah.
How is that relationship between the two, between Venom and Eddie Brock, portrayed in this movie?
I mean, it's kind of like the classic Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde relationship, except in this case, like they're in conversation with each other and they're kind of at each other's throats. And I'm not just saying that because Venom is literally protruding out of his neck just there. but yeah, like, I mean, like there is this antagonism between them where Eddie's trying to keep things in control and Venom's trying to unleash all hell. And it really, like their vibe reminds me of kind of the screwball vibes that I like love from my old like the rom-coms that I love, like Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert at each other's throats.
Well, let's take a look at that because we have an example of this back and forth between Venom and Eddie that really makes the movie sing. Take a look.
No, this is all the money that we have.
What is this feeling? It's like
This feeling?
It's like all of my problems are cut away. No!
I think you broke my foot.
How impressive do you find it that he does both of these?
Well, you know, look, I'm always impressed by Tom Hardy, right? I don't think there's such a thing as a bad Tom Hardy performance. He's just one of the most incredible actors. But there's a reason why people compare him to Brando, right? And we've seen him do kind of like the twin performances before. There's a movie called Legend where he plays the identical twin gangsters. What I love about this is not just that Tom Hardy is a great performer, not just that he's he's like doing dual performances, but this is the rare time we get to see him be funny, right? This is the rare time we get to see him flex his comedic muscles. And you see him going full on slapstick in that performance, giving you the kind of stuff that you see from Jim Carrey in The Mask. So I love this for him.
I love this too, Rad. And I love that we have the QR code up in the corner there so you can scan that, get your tickets. Thanks for coming in, Rad, this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Venom: The Last Dance is in theaters October 25th. But like I said, tickets on sale now. Scan the QR code to get yours today.
Your morning is brought to you in part by Venom: The Last Dance, in theaters October 25th.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.